Hi everyone. Today I would like to talk about the ladder experiment from Neville Goddard. And if you never heard of it, I would just Google it and it will show up. And I was reminded of the ladder experiment because something I heard while I was driving into Manhattan. I'm helping my daughter move. It's 94 degrees. 94 degrees here. So I'm not doing that much except for driving back and forth and being in the car while she brings up and down some stuff. So the ladder experiment is very interesting, and I did that a couple of years ago. And so you put in your mind that you're not going to climb a ladder. You're not going to climb a ladder. And I thought, I'm not going to climb a ladder. And wouldn't you know it, all of a sudden, a couple of days later, I'm realizing I am climbing a ladder, which was so interesting. So it just shows that whatever you have in your head really determines your reality. And a lot of people, they are trying to figure out what it is that is holding them back. And they don't know, because whatever is holding you back is usually in your subconscious. And so subconsciously you are wired, you're programmed, and it are those programs that are creating your reality. It's like, I was also reminded of the fact that where she is moving is a place that is where we first came to New York from Belgium. This was the area that we lived in, and she really liked it. She really wanted to be here. And then so many years later, she comes back here because that's what she has in her head. So that is what is manifested, which is so cool, so interesting. So then the ladder experiment, again, like reminded me of how whatever you have in your head is determining how your outside life is. So your life doesn't start outside of you. That's the reaction. That is the effect. The cause is what you think. And then people ask me, yeah, but I didn't think about this. I didn't create this. There's no way. And that's the tricky part. Here you understand where your limited beliefs are. If you want to know what your limited beliefs are, just take a look at your life. Whatever there is that you don't want, those are your limited beliefs. It is so simple. Your outer world is exactly the projection of your inner world. We live in a simulation. You made that you create that simulation. And so there are many things that I can like this, think about it, and it's there because there is no filter. But then there are other things that are they really have a filter. Why? Because I created those filters when I was a child or later, whatever. Like I'm thinking, oh, that's impossible, I can't do that. Or I want it so much that I put so much value on it that it's like that I'm afraid to lose it. Like there will be a limited belief that it's holding it back. And so in order to find your limited beliefs, you need to understand that you don't find your limited beliefs by thinking about it. Your mind is not going to give it away, because your mind wants to keep having those limited beliefs, because that is what keeps the mind thinks that it is keeping you safe that way. That is what's going on. So your mind, your thinking mind, doesn't want to give that up. So by thinking about what are my limited beliefs, you're never going to get there. Never. You will have to make an inventory of what's going on in your life. That's how you find your limited belief. That's where you will see what you don't have. If you are not that healthy, that's where your limited beliefs are. When you are in not such great relationships, like go and figure out how are your relationships, because they will exactly show what your limited beliefs are. If your bank account is not where you want it to be, that's where your limited beliefs are. So in order to figure it out, just look at the life that you have today.